Germans are known for following rules. We wait at red lights when nobody is coming. We sort our trash into 6 categories. We have quiet hours, noise regulations, and a fine for almost everything. But there is one day in a German's life where none of that applies. One day where the rules do not just bend, they completely disappear. And what happens on that day would shock most Americans, because it is the last thing anyone expects from the most well-behaved country on earth. If you like interesting facts about Germany, subscribe for more insider knowledge, because we are Germans, and we explain what the rest of the world gets wrong about our country. The day is a wedding, and it starts with something Americans find genuinely confusing. In Germany, you get married twice. The first one is at the Standesamt, the registry office, a civil ceremony, small room, a few witnesses, a government official, a signature. This is the only wedding that counts legally. Without it, you are not married. No church, no beach, no vineyard ceremony will change that. The German government does not care how beautiful your vows were. If you did not sign at the Standesamt, you are roommates. The second ceremony is the church wedding, the emotional one. The dress, the flowers, the tears, the guests. Most couples do both on the same day. Some do the Standesamt weeks before and keep it quiet. Either way, 2 ceremonies for 1 marriage. That is how we do it. And there is one more detail that catches Americans off guard. In Germany, the couple walks down the aisle together. No father giving the bride away. No one handing her over like a transaction. She walks in as an equal, because in Germany nobody owns the bride. But that is where the elegance ends. Because what happens before, during, and after the ceremony is anything but refined. The night before a German wedding, something happens that would get you arrested in most American neighborhoods. Friends, family, co-workers, neighbors, some of them barely invited, show up at the couple's house with bags full of old porcelain. Plates, cups, bowls, vases, anything made of ceramic. And then they throw it on the ground, in front of the door, as hard as they can. The noise is the point. The German word Polterabend comes from poltern, to make a racket. The tradition goes back centuries. The louder the crash, the more evil spirits you scare away, the better the marriage will be. That is the logic. We did not say it was scientific. But here is the rule within the chaos. You can smash porcelain, you can smash ceramic, you can smash clay. But never glass. Broken glass brings bad luck. And when the last plate is shattered and the doorstep looks like a war zone, the couple grabs a broom. Together, they sweep it up side by side in front of everyone. The ceremony is over. The rings are on. In America, this is where everyone moves to a beautiful reception venue for cocktails and photos. In Germany, someone rolls out a log, a real log, a thick, heavy piece of wood on a sawhorse, waiting in front of the church. And before the couple is allowed to celebrate, they have to saw through it. Together, with a 2-person saw, 1 handle on each side. It sounds simple. It is not. A 2-person saw only works if both people pull at the same time and with the same force. The couple finishes, sweating in their wedding clothes, sawdust on the dress, and everyone cheers. The first real obstacle of the marriage completed. At an American wedding, the entertainment is a DJ, maybe a band, maybe a speech from the best man. At a German wedding, the entertainment is publicly humiliating the couple. With love, of course. German weddings have games, not icebreakers, not a cute quiz. Games that involve money, embarrassment, and the entire room watching the bride and groom suffer through something they did not agree to. The first one is the Strumpfbandversteigerung, the garter auction. The bride puts her foot on a chair. The men in the room bid money for the garter to move higher. The women bid money for it to stay down. If the bidding hits a certain amount, the groom has to remove the garter with his teeth. In front of everyone. Nobody is spared. The second one is quieter but arguably more dangerous. It is called the Hochzeitszeitung, the wedding newspaper. Weeks before the wedding, the couple's closest friends secretly write and print an actual newspaper about them. Embarrassing childhood photos, old love letters, stories the couple hoped nobody would ever bring up again. It gets handed out to every guest at the reception. There is no way to stop it. There is no editorial review. There is no right of reply. Your best friends just published your most embarrassing moments in print, and you have to sit there and laugh about it. Americans give wedding speeches. Germans publish a newspaper. And then, at some point during the evening, the bride vanishes. Not metaphorically, not for a bathroom break. She is gone. Her chair is empty, her bouquet is on the table. And the groom has no idea when it happened because he was talking to his uncle about something he has already forgotten. This is the Brautentführung, the kidnapping of the bride. The groom's friends, or sometimes the groomsmen, sometimes just whoever feels like causing trouble, have secretly taken the bride and brought her to a bar. Not the bar next door, a bar somewhere in town. Maybe 2, maybe 3. The groom does not know which one. His job now is to find her. He goes from bar to bar. Every wrong guess costs him a round. When he finally finds her, and he always does, eventually, he buys one last round for the entire bar, takes his bride and brings her back to the reception, where everyone acts like nothing happened. The whole thing can take 20 minutes or 2 hours. In America, if someone took the bride during a wedding, it would be a felony. In Germany, if nobody steals the bride, it means you do not have good enough friends. A German wedding is not what you expect from a country that regulates when you can mow your lawn. There is nothing orderly about it, nothing controlled, nothing Instagram perfect. Your doorstep gets destroyed the night before. You saw through a log in your wedding dress. Your garter gets auctioned off in front of your family. Your worst stories get printed and distributed. And your bride gets kidnapped while you are eating cake. And somehow that is the point. Every single tradition is a test. Can you clean up a mess together? Can you work as a team when everyone is watching? Can you handle chaos, embarrassment, and a bar tab you did not plan for and still end the night on the dance floor together? Americans plan the perfect wedding. Germans plan the perfect rehearsal for marriage.